I have never thought about it. That's so not true. No, I really actually yelled at immediately. Because you know what, you've been actually really mistaken. Not because I've been actually fooled by the class as a class. Sometimes I had a tendency, even though I know the distinction, just even by the homophonic sounds, I just pronounce it. Then, you know, I would have never thought about anything to yell at you saying this, not that class. Because I cannot at that moment think about how other it would actually be called in English. One hand ready-made prosthesis as a bionic man. Nach einem Unfall musste Nicholas Huschet, der rechte Vorderarm abgenommen werden. After one deadly accident, Nicholas Huschet must have in the past one's own right arm removed and amputated, especially the right frontal arm. This, you know, a frontal side, including his fingers and hands. After following from a one serious accident, Nicholas Huschet have one's own frontal right arm amputated and removed. Because he must have undergone a serious surgery to amputate and mutilate his right frontal arm. Leistungsfähige Prothesen sind sehr teuer. The performance-able prosthesis as artificial crafted arms are very expensive. Daher beschloss sich selbst eine Prothese zusammenzubauen und es war so kostensparend wie möglich. So he already actually decided, even actually following from this news, he decided that he could actually create his own prosthesis by building these materials together to create one heck of a prosthesis, as he already made up his mind to actually make it energy and the time saving as it could be. Following from this, recognition, the normally functioning and lively and action positive prosthesis are very expensive. Following from that news, he already made up his mind. He already actually made his decision, and I said that he already decided that. In case you think that, again, my pronunciation was bad, then you have to check out my original version. I have clearly pronounced that he decided that. I really actually said that he decided that. I never actually said that he decides in that way. Please do not actually, say that I was thinking about it. I actually understood this. I have never repeated any message. This is a total mistake. The liaison itself just, made my pronunciation softer and tender. That's not my scene. Because I never said that he said he made. No. Anyway, he actually, he decided to create his own self-prosthesis as a do-it-yourself way by putting all things together to create, something efficient, yet very much cost-saving as he could get. Die notwendige Unterstützung fand sowohl in Internet communities als auch in a FabLab in Hennes. The necessary support he already found from the Internet communities and also in the FabLab in Hen. The February lab for fabrication. Because he was a novice to this industry, so the necessary support and subsidies he found from the internet community, as well as from the fabrication lab in Hen. Hen is also the region in France. France. Yeah, this is also the French region. Führte den Zuschauer die in den Geheimnisse der Herstellung seiner Low-Cost-Prothese ein, die nun möglichst viele Menschen zugänglich machen wollte. He actually, at this moment, leads as viewers around the world to the secretive words of his production, enabling him to create his low-cost prosthesis, which he would like to be multiplied by all the formation by opening up access to this do-it-yourself cheap low-cost prosthesis just like him. You understand this, right? He finally leads and introduces the viewers across the world watching this to the secretive world and the secrets of his production of this low-cost prosthesis, right? in the hopes and anticipation of allowing more and more people could be able to find their ways into this technology by creating their own do-it-yourself method prosthesis. In case you have an amputation, to be an amputee, that means who just actually went through a mutilation to cut off and chop off your own, limbs. You don't really have it. Then, he literally wishes, and he could actually see more and more people join him to have the similar type of situations by creating one's own self-made and house-made, low-cost, efficient prosthesis as artificially man-made arms and limbs and legs based upon the video tutorial in a lab science technology support provided by the internet communities, which is called the Fab Lab. And this is another one, right? So internet communities and a Fab Lab, and a fabrication laboratory in hand. So these two different sources, internet communities as Fab Lab. So there is no unexplained issue, right? Have I actually visited everything? Yeah, I think so.